Get one absolutely free. Buy one, get one free, or buy this and get that totally free is a very common offer in today's world. Who hasn't heard of it? Everything from soaps and shoes and shirts and trousers are available with this tag. And of course, the offer is irresistible, isn't it? What follows is a different story. That of a little boy who got two surprise gifts, one of which came absolutely free. Ranjith was a lazy boy and hated doing any work. He was all of 15 years and never lifted as much as a finger to help anyone. His favorite activities were eating, sleeping, and occasionally playing some games. Much to everyone's annoyance, he had a suitable excuse to dodge any work he was asked to do. He always managed to dumbfound everyone with his fertile mind. When asked to help with the gardening, he used to say, "Surely you don't want me to hurt the earth with a spade, do you?" His reason for not wanting to water the plants was that he feared they would catch a cold. When his mother asked him to clean the furniture in the house, he gave her a cheeky grin and said, "Ma, you always keep the house so clean that there is not a speck of dirt anywhere. I cannot find any furniture which needs dusting." His mother could not find anything to say. His parents were thrilled with his ready and clever responses to all their requests and pleas. They would watch smugly which he snapped out a reply to put off some work. And soon Ranjit grew to think that he was always right in whatever he did. Sometimes he had to be called in when he was spending too much of time just playing. Playing is a good exercise, Ma. Don't you know that it is essential for the body? So saying, he would continue to play until he was exhausted. One day, his uncle Shankar came on a visit. Even on the first day, he observed Ranjit's behavior and laziness. "My nephew has become such a lazy boy," he thought. "I must do something to make him change," Shankar decided. He spoke about it to his sister Ranjit's mother. But she warded him off with a light laugh. "Yes, I know he is lazy, but I guess he will grow out of it. And see how cleverly he puts off work? His intelligence will see him through life." But Shankar did not share her confidence. He felt strongly that intelligence apart, one needed to work hard to prove oneself in life. He knew that if a young lad could not shake off his laziness at a young age, he would never get out of it. He tried to ask Ranjit to help with the picking of mangoes from the garden so that they could be sold in the market. "If I do that work, what will the servant boy do, uncle?" "I want to give other people a chance to work so that they too can earn money," Ranjit answered his uncle. Shankar was undoubtedly stunned by his answer. The next day, Uncle Shankar went out into the city and came back with a lot of news. Over the dinner table, he casually mentioned to Ranjit's parents that a lot of shops were offering something free if something else was purchased. He went on to give details. "The market is buzzing with activity. Whoever buys 10 kilos of rice at Raja's shop gets 250 grams of poha free. And if you buy two saris at Veer's shop, you will get a dhoti free. And Som has an offer too. Any kid who buys two toys at his shop gets a third one free. Our traders are learning to be clever, like their counterparts in the city." Ranjit too was listening. "This is all a strategy of the shopkeepers to sell their goods," he said. "But they make up this loss by selling other goods at a high price." This was a good opportunity to make Ranjit do some work. So the next day his uncle asked him to go and buy a few things from these shops which were giving something free. The next day Ranjit lay in bed for longer than normal. He slept and slept and slept and did not awake till it was late in the morning. His mother shook him and his father called him loudly, but all to no avail. Finally, when he awoke, he groaned and moaned and tossed in bed. He had found the perfect excuse to avoid the walk to the market, a stomachache. The whole morning he pretended to be ill. He lay in bed and complained of stomachache, headache, and fever. Finally, Uncle Shankar gave up. He knew the boy would not mend his ways. Shankar therefore decided to go shopping himself. He thought he would buy those articles that carried offers of free gifts, and he would show his silly nephew how much he had gained by these purchases. Would a servant sent out marketing really pay as much time and attention to getting home the best of bargains? Such were the thoughts running in Shankar's mind as he trod out towards the shops. As soon as his uncle went out to the market, Ranjit jumped out of the bed and after eating something he ran out to play. After a while he saw Shankar returning. He wanted to hide before his uncle saw him, so he began to run away. In his hurry he slipped and fell, fracturing his ankle. Uncle Shankar ran up to help, but Ranjit wanted to get up on his own. He knew that his uncle was angry with him. In his attempt to get up, Ranjit slipped away and hurt his hand as well. Double trouble. What a mess. Come on, Ranjit, let me help you, said Uncle Shankar. You have already hurt yourself so seriously by trying to hide from your mistake. Ranjit laughed in spite of his pain and replied, Don't worry, uncle. I got only one big wound for my mistake. I got the other one absolutely free. At this, his uncle laughed, picked him up in his arms, and took him home. You really are a bright boy, Ranjit, but I think you have learnt your lesson, haven't you? That day did bring a change in Ranjit's behavior. He gave up his lazy ways and started helping at home and even outside. He always remembered the two surprise gifts he had received, one that was absolutely free. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Do provide your feedback in the comment section below. Thanks for listening.